Hey, good morning, everyone. Suresh, please share your screen, man. Suresh, are you there? Oh, Suresh is not there today. Okay. Anyone wanted to share the screen for today? Can you please raise your hands? Hello. When trainer is talking, trainees has to be responded, right? Saksham, can you share your screen? I have unmuted you. Thank you. Can you talk?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Saksham. Yeah. Code is poetry. Good one. Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
is any background noise coming from my side, sir?
Little bit, but it's not that much too heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You have practiced a lot, I guess. Is it correct, Saksham?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, could you please explain me the flow because I just wanted to see the flow and then I just wanted to see how we can pass the data from parent to child.
Actually, I was not successful in passing data from parent to child. I
Hmm.
tried to, let me show you.
Okay.
I tried to use this.
Hmm.
Uh, Earlier, I used when I created service and used this was working properly.
You cannot do injection for components, buddy.
Okay,
There's no components injection like we do it for Spring, correct? So there
of
is no
course.
such concept for components injection. There is something called services that can be injected into this constructor. So first remove that line number 11. I think you can mute from your side. There is
Of course.
yeah, mute from your side. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now what you can do, so right now the child component is already defined. You can just remove the closing brace. Yes, that's it. Okay, so now child component has to receive some data, right? So here, what you can simply do, um, can you just go to the parent component.html? Yes. So here, just define one tag called, it is app-child. What is the child component selector? Go to the component.ts, child component.ts, child component.ts. So this is app-child, correct? So now what you can do, just go to the parent component.html. Now you can define app-child over here. App-child. That's it. Press enter. Yeah. So now what you can simply do, there is something called, I will just explain you what needs to be done over here, okay? So forget about whatever the data that you have right now in parent component.ts, okay? I just wanted to pass some data to the child, okay? So first of all, what you need to do, let's go to the child component.ts. Remove this line number 12, remove that. Yeah. So here what you can do now, just define message, colon, string, not capital S, it is small s. Yes. Now you can define an empty string over there. Empty string. Yes. That's it. Now what you can do, you can just go to the child component.html, child component.html, and then probably remove that completely, the line number 3. And go inside the p tag and just define string interpolation. Just open brace 2 times, open brace, and then define your message over here. Message. So now what is happening? So here in the child component, we do have some property, right? So go to the child component.ts. Yeah. So here, what is the property name? Message, right? So just go copy this message attribute. Copy this message property. Just double, no, not like that. Double click on message. Copy that, Control C, and go to the parent component.html. Yes. So go inside the tag and give a space and then define the property. Yeah, equal to, just define a string, double quotations first. Double quotations, hello from parent. From parent. Yeah. Okay. Now, so now what you can simply do, you can just go to the, you can just go to the child component.ts and add @input. So let me tell you one simple thing, okay? So if your mother is there or if your father is there, you'll get something from them, right? So in the child, there has to be always an input. Got it? So always we will be getting the input from the parent. So now you can add parenthesis, parenthesis, parenthesis after input. Yes. No, that is a brace, right? I said parenthesis. Good. Now you can just save it and run the application and see the output, what is happening. Can you see that? Hello from parent. So this is how you actually pass the data from parent to child. Okay. Understood? Okay. So now, can you just explain me the flow? I just wanted to see how far you understood. You can please unmute now. Yes, tell me the flow of the Angular, not the parent-child relationship and the data passage.
In Angular, we create different components, and the main programming, main coding we write that is stored in index.html. For example, here app root is present, so it goes from here to app component.html. Here I have used app string interpolation app parent. That means I am showing those 2 components in my home page.
Okay. That's all the flow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So, yeah. So probably you have understood how to pass the data from the parent to child.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So is there any other way to pass the data from parent to child? So there we actually use some services. Okay. So service is also one place where we can actually, pass the data from parent to child. Okay. But we will see that later, not right now. Okay. So if you just go to this app component.ts, just go to the app component.ts. Okay. So just go and type, in the Google NG model.
NG model, sir.
Yes. Do you know about NG model?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A little bit.
NG model is just a reference for everyone so that they can learn it behind the scenes. Okay. But right now, what we just wanted to do with this Angular, we just have to concentrate on the routing part first. Okay. So now what I just wanted to do, no, don't use that right now. Okay. Let's understand now. So if you just go to the app routing module.ts, I have not explained this to anyone. Correct? Yes.
Correct.
So now what we can do, so here we can actually define the routes information. Okay. So first what we need to do from our side. So when you
We
actually type,
can create a navigation component.
sorry,
We can create a navigation component.
right, exactly the same. Okay. So let me tell you the proper way how to actually use this routes. Okay. Can you just define open brace and closed brace? Open brace and closed brace. Brace, I said, not parenthesis. And press enter. Yes. So let's say path. No. No strings for path, first of all. Path has to be path. That's it. Yes. So for this path, define a single quotation and give one path for this single quotation. And you can basically use, something called test. Okay. So now after that, comma, enter, and you can define something called component. Can you just define component here? Yes. Yes. Colon and give child component. Child. There is a child component, buddy. Child means start with C capital. Okay. Yeah, child component. Okay. Now what you can do, you can just go to the URL and type /test.
Again, sir.
Type /test in the URL. Localhost 4200 /test. Go to the URL, man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Type /test. What do you see? John Doe, hello from parent. So why welcome John Doe is coming?
Not sure, sir.
Okay, so let's go to the parent component.html. Just go to the parent component. In the parent component.html, yes. So you have something called the app child, correct? So just go to the child component.html.
It is present in a string interpolation. Yes, welcome.
Okay.
It's solved.
Yes. So basically remove the string interpolation completely from here. Remove that folder completely. Select that. Yes. Now go to this one and remove that component here. Yes. And go to the app component.html and remove that. And remove that app child also from this app component. Yes. And now what you can simply do, define, remove the app-parent also here. And define router-outlet. Don't define any tag, just type all small letters. Router, no, just don't define any tag. Router hyphen outlet. Yes, and press enter. No, just go back and do control space. Yes, press enter. Now save it. Just go to your place and do /test. Okay. So now there is no data. Can you just do Control Shift I? No, don't do anything. Control Shift I. Go to the console option here. Now can you refresh the page? So here inside the child component, we do have some content, right? So that is basically a placeholder, correct? So if you just go and replace the child component with parent component, do that one in the routing. Don't worry, I will explain you each and everything, okay? So just replace that with parent component. Okay, now just type /test. So it is already showing that to you. Got it? So basically, if you just see that app component.html is the main file which will be served in the index.html. But inside the app component.html page, you do have something called a router outlet. Okay. And there is a app module.ts, there is a app routing module.ts. That means all these components, that means a parent component, child component, all these components are belonging to the parent component, which is app component. Got it? How I'm saying that parent component and child component are the child components for app component. How? Because if you just go to the app component.html, I have used something called router outlet. So this router outlet, what basically it is going to do, if you just go to the app module.ts. So here there is something called a bootstrap component of app component. Okay. And now what are the child components? That means parent component and a child component are the child components. Because why I'm saying that? Because there is something called imports of app routing module. Can you just go to the app routing module? Click on that one. Press Control and click on it. Okay, on the left side, you can just go to the app routing module from the left side. Not like that. Array, don't do any changes, Baba. Do Control Z. On the left side, you can just go to the app routing module.ts, right? Directly. Yeah. So here, can you see that these are the routing configurations? There is something called @ng module from line number 13. So we have something called a router module. I said, right? So there is a browser module. If browser module is not there, our data will not get disposed, right? Like the same way, if our routes has to work, then probably we need to import the router module, and then we used to give the routes information to the for route, and then we can export the router module. So what happens, we can actually use the routes and we can get the response. But how we are getting the response and showing it on the browser? There is something called a browser module. So browser module is basically a module which actually controls the data to be shown on the browser itself. Okay. Now, what is this routes information? Route is basically going to, whenever we hit some URI in the search bar, basically it is going to search for the component. So all this kind of searchings, which component it has to show, and all these kind of things will be performed by the router module. If router module is not there, then nothing will work out. So that's the reason if you just go to the app component.html, there is something called a router outlet tag, which is basically going to represent the complete route information. That means it can have n number of components. Let's say I just wanted to show only the app component.html. I can just place some h1 tag inside app component.html and I can just use it. But what I'm doing inside app component.html, I can basically use a route. That means when I enter parent and when I enter child, it has to show me that respective related HTML pages inside the app component and HTML. So basically those parent and child components will be injected to this HTML and that will be shown. Okay. Now do one thing. Just go to the parent component.html now and comment out this part, line number 2. Control /. Yeah. Where is the closing brace, man? You remove that closing brace also. Yes, add that. So that, yeah. Now what you can do, add h1 tag over here, h1 tag. Just type h1. Yes, that's it, and press enter. And then parent component, just type parent component and go to your child component and do the same thing. H1 tag child component. Go to the child component.html and remove that p tag. I said remove completely everything and add a h1 tag and say that it is a child component. Okay. Okay. So now go to the app routing module.ts and now add another. So now what you can do, instead of path test, give it as parent. And now what you can do, define another path. That means open comma, open brace and close brace. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. That is not a good idea. You are combining everything into a single line, man. Don't do that one. Comma, open brace and close brace again. Press enter first. Press enter. Yeah. Child and give the child component. Okay. So now you can just test it from the URI /parent. Good. And /child. Good. So now let's say open another tab. Open another tab in the browser. Open another tab and just type localhost 4200. Just type localhost 4200. That's it. So now this should be avoided. Okay. So whenever there is no path, we need to show some default component to the end user. How we actually do that. Okay. So let's understand this from now. Okay. Just go to the app routing module.ts. Go to the app routing module.ts and define another path. Open brace and close brace. And define the path as empty. Just empty. Yes, that's it. And now instead of component, delete that complete thing. Delete that. And there is something called redirect to. Enter, press enter. Don't keep it in the same line, bro. Okay. So redirect to. And probably what you can do, you can just define single quotations and forward slash parent. Okay. And then there is something called a path match as full. Define another property, comma. There is something called a path match, comma, path match. Yes. Make it as full inside single quotations. Full. That's it. Now test it. Got it? So that's the total idea. If there is a login page to be shown to the end user whenever he logs into the portal, then probably the first page that we need to show is a login page. So this is how we actually show the default page. Let's understand what is this path match, okay? So can you just go and comment out that path match as full? Yes. And what you can simply do, you can just go and see it. So can you just do Control Shift I now? No, do Control Shift I and then see the error. So the error is invalid configuration of route path, redirect to parent. Please provide the path match. The default value of path match is prefix, but often intent is to use full. So this is what basically it is going to do. Path match full means whenever it sees localhost 4200 forward slash parent, then only it will show the component. So right now can you just refresh the page here again? It is not even going to the forward slash parent. That means path match full has to be there. Can you just go and replace that path match? That means only when the URL is localhost 4200 forward slash parent, then only the website will be shown. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now the other thing is, can you just go to the redirect to option and remove that forward slash here? Yes. Now can you just test it? It's the same thing, but what is that forward slash and what is that without forward slash? I'll tell you once the time comes, but there is something called relative path and absolute path. Okay, I'll tell all those things, but not right now. When the time comes, I will explain you. Okay, so that's the total idea, and probably this is something how we actually, but here if you just see that we have actually used path, we have actually used component, and then we have actually used path redirect to when there is empty path, we are redirecting to the parent component. So it has to show the parent content. Now the problem over here is whenever I enter localhost 4200, it will redirect us to the parent component. That is fine. But sometimes we need to load modules also. When we enter parent, it has to, instead of showing the component, it can have a number of components, right? So there we actually going to use modules. Instead of component, we actually load modules, okay? So probably we will see that maybe tomorrow, but not right now. But what I want you to do today is I'll just give one link to everyone. One second. Okay. So there is a new website. Okay. provided by Angular. You don't have to follow any of the tutorials. Okay. So Angular is going to provide you a very good documentation in this website. Okay. So let me ping to everyone. Can you just go to this website section? Yes. So this is a pretty much new Angular website, and the website has been launched from Angular 17 itself. So basically, what you can do, can you just click on the docs? Yeah. So here, basically, it is going to give n number of things to everyone, when to use direct use, and what is dependency injection, what is components, and all. Can you just click on the components? Yeah. So here, basically, you will be having something called, can you see that? Yeah. So here basically, if you just see that we are actually using template URL, but here you can use a template also directly, which can have the entire HTML code. Okay. So I just want everyone to go through that, uh, you know, uh, um, components, and then accepting data with input properties. Can you just go to that and accepting data with input properties below the styling. Yeah. See, can you see this? There is a component, there is a class custom slider, and they are going to pass the value with square brackets, and it is being annotated with @input. Okay. And now just go to the custom events with outputs. So there are a hell number of features over here. Okay. So there is something called, expandable panel. This is something called how to return the data from child to parent. So when we get from the parent, it is input. When we give an output, it is when we want to give some happiness to our parents, then probably it is a output. So basically it is an event basically. Okay. So we actually call it as a event. So we will be basically going through that event emitter, but not now, later on. So I just want everyone to go through this documentation, even if you are understanding or not, just understand this syntax, and probably you will be able to understand what is happening. Okay. Got it? So just go through all these things, and can you just backward, can you, there is a components and there is a backward arrow, right? On the top. Yeah. Can you just click on that? And there is something called, don't go to nested things, only components. And then there is something called directives, or go to the directives. Yes. So here there is something called attribute directives, structural directives, and all these kind of things. Okay. So what is this? What are these attributes? I think if you just go to components and directives, you will be able to understand pretty much new things. Okay. But don't worry, I will be explaining most of the things to you. But this is just for your learning, because if I start directly, you will not be able to understand. But I just want everyone to go through this for today, at least on components and directives. And tomorrow we can start our class again. Okay. Just read what is this and what is this it is actually used for, and probably everything will be pretty much easy. Or you can just go to Google and learn Angular basics in 30 minutes or 1 hour. You can just see those things and come back to the session tomorrow, because I want everyone to focus on these concepts, and maybe in a day or 2 days, we can start with the project itself, where we'll be using the concepts, when to use those concepts in developing a project, and all this kind of things. We'll see everything in detail. Okay. So that's the total idea, how we can actually go through this and understand this. Okay. But right now, I don't know which tutorials will be better. So let me go and see whether I can get anything new for you. Okay. I don't know how this tutorial will be, but
Welcome to the Angular tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be creating a to-dos object.
okay. So basically, I will be giving this one. I don't know how the tutorial will be, but at least there's a 30 minutes video. So you can just go through this one. Okay. Okay. You have anything? Okay. So if you have anything, then probably you can, I think whatever the tutorial you're going to understand, you can just go through that. But the things that we are going to discuss in our project, they're completely different apart from your learning. Okay, completely different. Okay, so that's the total idea. So what you can do today, so Angular basics in 30 minutes, just type that and you will get 30 minutes or 40 minutes video. Just go through that, understand the things, and probably you're good to go. Okay, so tomorrow we can start our sessions. Basically, we will start with creating the project from scratch using different modules. We'll be having the authorization modules, and we'll be having the interceptor concept. All these kind of things we'll explore it from our side. Okay, so that's the total idea, and I think today is a short session because I have some pretty much urgent work. Okay, so please don't mind for today. So I just want everyone to go through some of the YouTube videos to at least understand the Angular basics. That will be fine for me. Okay, so tomorrow we can continue our session because so that you all will be having some idea, right? So that's the total idea. That's the total things from my side, and we'll connect tomorrow at the same time. Okay. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.